Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching. Um, we are live on the final day. Oh, well, sorry, that was looked like we were potentially going out on Twitter as well tonight, but because we're not a blue tick member, um, we, uh, we're not allowed to go live. So, yeah, fuck it. And I can't be bothered. So, we are live exclusively and only on TikTok. I am joined by one of the original founding members of that Mill podcast back when we started many years ago, 6 years ago now. The one and only Neil. How you doing, fella? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I've had to change my underwear about 4 times today at the prospect of tomorrow. So God knows what I'll be like tomorrow afternoon, mate.
Good evening to Curtis Luke. Good evening to brothers trying to make it pro. Lions Raw, Daniel Bartlett, Connor Punk, Leslie Goddard, T70, Ryan Mepham, and Floki369. You know how it works. If anyone does want to come on, you can come on without your video. But obviously, if you are a rogue fan, then you will be spotted quickly and we will fuck you off. And this is your only chance to watch this episode entirely live, because once we're done, it will be cut up and edited and then reposted. So this is your only chance of watching it live, live and direct. So yeah. How you been, Neil? You good? You're nervous for tomorrow. I get that, but mate, I was looking at this all week and I'm thinking, what do we do on this show? Do we talk about the past game? Do we talk about what's going to happen at the weekend? Do we talk about what's gone on? And I just thought, you know what? Tomorrow is just, it's out of our hands, really, right? All we need to do is win, right? Whatever else happens from there is either in our destiny or out of our destiny. That's it. It's as simple as that. So I think it's an open case, and we'll talk about anything and anything what anyone wants to talk about. We discuss all sorts of stuff. Someone mentioned get off the pitch. We'll discuss that in a bit. That's not an issue. And I'll give you my thoughts on it. But yeah, what's your thoughts, Neil? Anything you want to discuss? Anything from this season that sticks out to you?
I think this season will go down as probably one of the best in the club's history, one of the most memorable in the club's history. No matter what happens tomorrow, I don't think. I think we were all dreaming at the start of the season that we could be in and around the playoffs, but to be within 90 minutes of the promised land, it just shows how far this club has come in the last 18 months, 2 years. What'll be, will be. Yeah. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Yeah. Whatever happens, this club can be proud of this season. We've probably made it difficult for ourselves, as such is the Millwall way. We should have been up by now. I think we've drawn games that we should have won and probably lost a couple of games we should have drawn or whatever. But just to be in this position is absolutely magnificent. I think we'd have all given our right arms for it.
Oh, 100%, mate. 100%. I think if we look back to where we were at the beginning of the season and go all the injuries and everything what we were doing back then of going, oh my God, what's happening, what's going on, that's doing this. I think to where we are now is just fucking sheer on madness. I mean, I was having this conversation. It's weird. I was having this conversation on Tuesday night. Name drop now. Many thanks. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. I've been locked out of something. Fine. I put in the wrong code by the looks of it, but still, something what I was trying to get up on the screen. It's now locked me out, and it's told me that I won't be allowed back into it for 48 hours. So, hey ho. Yeah, let me look at some of these questions. So I went to the end of season dinner on Tuesday night. I have to say, very, very much, and these words what are coming out of my mouth now, Neil, if you weren't sitting down, I would tell you to sit down. Okay. Good evening, Stu. Hello, mate. You're right. I was invited.
Do you want me to stand up?
No, I wouldn't, mate, because you might fall over. Right. Okay. I was invited to the end of season dinner on them. They brought me drinks and food and everything, and it was lovely, and it was a lovely night, and I got to meet them all and everything else. By James Berylson. No. The MSC. Yeah, mate.
What have you got on them?
I've got nothing on them because obviously the last lot who was there were talking about leaving, and then literally about 3 days before the start of the season, they fucking walked off and went, "Yeah, we're leaving, bye," and went. Right, so they were on their own. So that was the August. I think I spoke to him probably September, October because of the Poppy Day stuff. And then I first I knew Joe, who's in there for when he was at the Lionesses, and I helped him out there. And then I'd not really known Steve, and then I had a bit of a straight up. Well, you know the way I am, Neil. I just put it on the table and went, "Was this you? Was this you? If it's not, this is what you need to do to make the fans fucking suddenly realise that you're doing something for them." And I've helped them out a few things with different bits and pieces and given them some advice and stuff like that. And I think they're in a better place than where they were before for a lot of years. I still think they've probably got ways to go, but I think they're finding their feet because of the fan advisory board and the trust and everything else is still finding theirs. But listen, everyone starts somewhere, and that's it. But it is a thankless task. But listen, I much appreciated that you appreciated my help and invited me to the end of the season. So I see how it is. You know how I am, Neil. I see people how they are. If you're a cunt, you're a cunt. Some of you know some of the people I think you're a cunt on Twitter and stuff because they are. And you know, that's it. It is what it is. There are some out there, but majority of people who do things for the fans, I think I'll always tip my hat to them as long as they're doing it in the right way, because I've been there, done it, and I know how hard it is, and I know how thankless it is.
So you're in the pocket of the MSC now, are you, Mickey?
Oh, fuck's sake, come on. I'm not in the pocket of no one, mate. You know that, but
yeah. The journalist in me coming out, Mick.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You're accepting free food and drink.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, Mickey Simpson, friend of the MSC. You've heard that here.
I found, right, I don't know if anyone's been on Twitter lately, right, but there is so many fucking bots on Twitter now, isn't there? Right? There is so many, like, registered with African accounts from fucking an app used in Chile and an app used in North America and all this sort of stuff, right? Loads of them trying to sell us tickets, trying to sell everything, right? I posted a video on Instagram and I posted a video on YouTube of two toddlers fighting, one in a West Ham kit, one in a Millwall kit, giving it each other, right? It weren't my video. I took it off TikTok. I got permission and I posted it on our social because I thought it's funny, it's a laugh, right? All our fans seem to be okay with it. Post it on Twitter, and for some unknown reason, all the bots think it's totally
they think it's real life, don't they?
No, they think it's totally offensive to post babies fighting. It's obviously AI and it's obviously not real. Yet the amount of fucking shit being told of, you're a disgusting account posting pictures of children doing this, doing that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then you check the accounts and they're all fucking bots. It's, mate, if you want to upset AI, just make a video of babies and post it on the fucking. Do you know what I mean?
I can barely switch ChatGPT on. and I can just about clean up photos on it and things like that. But anything apart from that, mate, I've got a Scooby. I can't even make one of them.
No, that's it. Right. I've got a video what I found, what I'm going to play, and then
it's not a baby fighting, is it?
No, but it's a kid and a dad who've gone to Millwall. They're on YouTube, right? Called Weekend with Millwall, Weekend at Millwall, right? And it's this little girl and her dad. And if you've not seen it, have a look because it's funny, it's great, and it just shows really what football's all about in this fucking crazy world with everyone losing their shit over everything and the world falling apart. This is what going to football really is about. And what she's saying about tomorrow's game, I just saw it and I just thought, you know what? I'll give it a little post at the beginning of here to open the show up. And I think, it's 30 seconds. And I'll put a picture of John and Matty because obviously, tomorrow will mean
school. Has she been expelled from school for saying cunt yet?
No, I don't. I haven't heard her say that.
Real wall, is she?
Yeah, no, that's it. Here we go.
Autos or playoffs, it all comes down to this. One game, 90 minutes. We've dreamed about this. We've fought for this. It's not in our hands, but that doesn't change anything. Because when we step out on that pitch, we give everything. Every tackle, every run, every second. We leave everything on the pitch. No regrets, no fear, and the fans will be right there, loud as ever, proud as ever, just like we have been all season, through thick and thin. Come on, you Lions.
See what I mean? It's a nice motivational video. Do you know what I mean? Before we get into talking bollocks. So what do you want to go on first, Neil? Come on, let's
tell you what somebody should do. Somebody should do is they should actually show that to the players tomorrow at 5 to 3, just before they go out on the pitch. Yeah, because that is proper motivational. That is Lawrence Dallaglio getting people to run through walls and.
Oh, you ain't heard my monologue yet, mate.
Oh God, here we go.
What do you mean? Oh God, here we go. Don't be like that. My monologue's good, mate. It's good. So. Let me have a look. We'll go on to the FA in a minute. Let's have a look through your comments. Come on, we're doing a live and it's old time. So let's get your comments in. See which one of you are nervous. Any superstitions I want to know. There's one. There's a fella I know, Barry. Hello, Barry. You probably are watching. He's got this superstition that he walks from Plumstead to the ground. And then there was one day against Norwich where he decided not to walk. It was horrible weather and he just felt fucked, so he didn't do it. And that was the game we lost. But every other time he's walked, we've won. So he's like, I saw him yesterday and he's like, yeah, I'm walking there on Saturday. And I'm like, you're fucking mad. He said, I've got to walk because otherwise I'm not going to be able to do it. He said, if we lose, it'll be my fault. So he's walking tomorrow. So yeah. Tickets. Let's go on tickets because you're going to have an opinion on this. It seems as if a load of people evening, fucking hell, Stephen's aged. Good evening, Rich. You all right, fella? Don't give him too much shit, Neil. He's the bloke. He's the boy who does all our fucking merchandise. Don't give him too much shit. And if we get to the playoffs, then we're coming out with loads of fucking playoff merchandise. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I'm not as wet as him.
No. You might need to put a light on it a bit, though, Neil. But as it gets dark, we're losing traction. Tickets. It seems, reading between the lines and stuff, that we've sold a load of half-season tickets, and people who bought half-season tickets have then gone on and bought 3 or 4 tickets, and it looks as if possibly a majority of those people who paid 3 or 4 tickets have then obviously forwarded them onto these third-party ticket sites.
Yeah, but it's a unique problem down the den, isn't it? We don't normally get touts and that, but to be honest, people that the club ought to have actually just cancelled the tickets.
I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past that they have. and I wouldn't put it past them that they're going to be. You imagine that, mate, right? You've sold your tickets to someone for an exorbitant amount of money, and you've got the ticket, so their terms and conditions of their site is perfectly okay. And then all of a sudden, you walk into the ground, you put your ticket in the reader, and it says, "Go back to the ticket office." And the ticket office says, "Hi there, Mr. Black. Can you give us some photo ID, please, to prove who you are, or a utility bill?" And they're sitting there going, "Oh, fuck." And it's
that's the problem. Yeah, but that's the problem. Yeah, but that's the risk you take, isn't it? If you want to go and buy off these third-party sites and things like that and touts outside the ground, there's a good chance you're not going to get in because clubs have woken up.
Yeah.
And as much as Millwall are about 20 years behind the rest of the world in most aspects, I wouldn't put it past us to have actually have done something about it because it's robbing fans, isn't it? It's robbing those people.
I think it's bad because there are a lot of fans who wanted to get tickets, left it a little bit late, payday, etc., and then all of a sudden they can't get a ticket now. So you're either going to have a load of people trying to jib in. By the way, that's not being recommended because don't forget now, because of the way our government, our entire governments and the police force hate football fans, it is now a criminal offence to be caught jibbing at football only. You can still jib into Robin Williams. That's fine. That's a trespassing offence or a slightly lesser criminal. But football, it's still criminal. It's criminal, but you can get a football banning order.
Mate, that's not put it past our friends in the Metropolitan Police. They can't stop very much. They can't stop left-wing marches and this, that, and the other, and all kinds of hate. But you can be guaranteed tomorrow they'll be down there with cameras and video cameras and
I've got, mate.
The other, and they will have hours and hours and hours of footage. I guarantee you that if you try and jib in tomorrow, there's cameras everywhere. You're going to get lifted.
Oh yeah. And Millwall's got good cameras there, but yeah, it'll be for you. But going on to the old build or going on to the pitch side stuff, right? I don't want to sit there and whinge, and it's in my monologue, which I'll do at the end. But the FA, right, going onto the pitch, incursion is breaking rule E23, right? E22, E23, or E23, I think it is, right? Or E21, one of those, right? Which is basically failing to control your fans. What we've already been done with saying fucking Southern Spastics against Palace, and Charlton fans reported us for doing the same to them. So we got another charge. What comes in, I think, on the Tuesday next week. That's when we get the case for there. So all I say to you is this, right? Is if we don't go straight up into second place, right? Stay the fuck in your seat. Don't get on the pitch. Don't turf the pitch up. Don't fucking destroy it, because if we get playoffs, then we need the pitch in good stents. And also, the old bill will nick you because there's a World Cup coming up. They want to get a football banning order on you, and they'll fuck you that way, right? And then if we go into the playoffs, because you get nicked and bailed, you won't be able to attend the games because they inform Millwall. Millwall won't release tickets to you, and you won't be able to go to Wembley. And if you do, you'll then obviously get nicked there and breach, and then you'll probably get a longer ban than not. So my word of advice is, if we're not going into second place, then stay the fuck in your seat, make as much noise as you can, cheer the fans, go ballistic, go Garrity, do not enter the field of play. If we go second, then it's every man for themselves, mate. I'm not going to tell you not to run on the pitch. If we're second, mate, fucking do what you need to do. But make sure that you know that we're second. And, listen, kids going on the pitch, okay, I get that. I mean, if we finish in the playoffs. But grown men, come on. Do you know what I mean? It's
In my
Good
mind,
one, Danny. Good one, Dan Riggs. We'll come on to that one in a bit as well.
in my mind, it will never be beaten on the final day of the season when the league podium, when we won the league in the early 90s, was ripped apart and there were people carrying it out of the ground. and, and I think one of the newspapers said, the league presentation podium was last seen making its way down the old Kent Road.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I'll have it in my thingy anyway. In my end of later on, I've got a monologue to motivate us. But yeah, it's just the FA will like nothing more than to fuck us, and it'll be that final fuck you. I mean, if we get second, we're going into the Prem. There's fuck all they can do with us. Really, it don't really matter. They can't punish us as such, so it don't really matter. They'll probably try, but I think we would just go fuck you and off we go. But if we're third or
well, I'm mixed about pitch invasions because we just end up making a twat of ourselves, running up to the away fans and just acting like complete and utter
it's also look right
like that. And
do you know,
if somebody's going to get done for a pitch invasion after being promoted or not promoted, it's going to be us.
Oh yeah, but do you know the funniest one ever, right, was when we were at Wembley, when we pitched in Crows at Wembley. We got an apology out there. One of the greatest things Steve Kavanagh ever did, to be fair, was he got the FA to apologise, but they wouldn't do it publicly. But we got them to apologise because it was them what left the gate open, and our fans just went, "Oh, sweet, off we go." There was a guy, a Mill fan. Obviously, we were getting, because I was fan on the board then, and we were getting for bingo, there you go, and we were getting told that the FA were looking at making Mill go after the people who are on the pitch. So I was trying to find people who had pictures across social media and say to them, get rid of them, get them off social media because you're on their own accounts. Anyway, I phoned this fella. I got this fella's number from Facebook, right? And I found him on Facebook, phoned him up and I went, hello, mate, you're all right, it's Mickey. I went, oh, hello, Mickey, you like they always do. Don't fucking know me, but they know me. I said, slight issue. You need to do me a favour and take the picture of you on the pitch. And he went, no, I weren't on the pitch. I went, no, you were. I said, because you put it all over your Facebook and people have taken your picture and put it everywhere else. And it just turned out that he was on there with his entire family, literally. And he had a picture of all, which I get. And I think it's fantastic. And that game, when was that? 2016-17. That game is probably one of my biggest regrets at Millwall because I didn't know I had a Royal Box ticket. That Steve Kavanagh had a Royal Box ticket for me. And I didn't know. And he said to me, oh, have a conversation with Lord Kennedy, Roy Kennedy. He's trying to get hold of you. He's sorting something out for Wembley. So I phoned up Roy. I said, oh, Roy, what's you want to get hold of me? What's going on? And he went, oh, yeah, I've got the William Hill box at Wembley. Would you like to come in? And I went, yeah, fucking love it. So top of the stadium, great view, everything else. Of course, when we scored and we won, and I was up there, not down there. Shut the door, please, Fred. I was down there, up there, not down there, and I couldn't get onto the pitch, and I missed all that. And then to make things even worse, I'd only not long moved to Dartford. So cool. So I got on the train, everything else, come all the way home because my phone was fucking dead. Walked indoors, plugged my phone in, and I get a text message to tell me the hotel where Millwall is, and am I coming to join them and have a drink and celebrate the win and everything else. And I was in Dartford then, and it was no point going all the way back to pretty much not many hours left. So I was truly gutted, and that day will never, ever fucking leave me, I don't think. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest, we're the only team that's ever run on the pitch at Wembley.
Yes. Yeah. And that caused so much trouble. I mean, to be fair to Steve Kavanagh, he fought that hard. I mean, I used to, when I was founder of board and stuff, I used to have little tiny WhatsApp groups with like proper people with the fan base, like people who, you know, names and whatnot. But I used to run everything, like any decision what was looking to be made or I was asked about, I used to run through little subcommittees as such. I'm not trusted to make those sort of decisions, and I want to make sure that they're right. And one of the things what the FA wanted to bring in for the next season was photo ID for all season tickets. So they wanted that basically Millwall weren't allowed to issue season tickets without having a photo ID, which I fought hard on, and also the people who were standing behind me, because I already knew that all the police in the Met have a sharing agreement with all the clubs within London, and you could just know that if you're videoed causing a bit of trouble outside, all of a sudden they're just going to go to the club and say, can you show us the database, or can we have a link into the database and all the photo IDs? And they just literally go match, there we go, match, and then they're going out nicking people. So I thought, no, it's not going to happen.
I've sat in the middle of the pitch at Wembley for the Froch Groves fight when I covered it, and I'll be honest, that is a considerable effort to get onto the pitch, even if you got a ticket and even if you're allowed on there.
Yeah.
So for so many to get through a gate.
Steward.
Or three.
Yeah, it was a steward what opened the gate, and literally, I think they panicked and didn't shut it. Someone walked through it to get onto the pitch legitimately, and they didn't shut it. They left it, and you know what our lot is. As soon as one does it, everyone does it, and before we know it, there was about 700 fans on the pitch.
Brilliant.
So yeah, the only thing I've done at Wembley, I've not been on the pitch. The only thing I've done at Wembley is I've zip lined across it.
I've been in the dressing rooms because obviously that's where the press conferences were for Froch Groves too. Don't think I've been in the Royal Box. I can't imagine anybody inviting me into the Royal Box. I've walked up the old tunnel at Wembley.
Yeah, I've done a load at the old Wembley, not loads at the new one, because I think I had a school trip there when I was a kid where you walk in and they played the music and the chants and all that was good. But I want your experience now.
I covered the Rugby League Cup final there, and I was in the London Broncos dressing room.
Nice. I want your experience now, Neil. You're a media man of many years, and no, just how the fuck can you see it getting past that Westminster Council made that leaflet wrongly, an assumption wrongly, because if you read the evidence, what the source material is based on, it says Chelsea's own fans gave him shit, not ours, and allegedly there's a few videos floating around of people putting this out there. But how the hell does that get signed off by a local council without someone going? Because you wouldn't be able, if you're a journalist now, you wouldn't be able to get that in the paper without a context of explaining why that's out there, would you? If it was about the story, what's happened now, you'll be able to get it in a paper. But if you were doing something about Millwall, it wouldn't be easy to get that in the paper, would it?
To be fair, if you're quoting him, it probably would be. To be honest, if I was to write a story on Paul Canaville and racism, and he said that he was racially abused at a reserve game at Millwall, that's forgetting everything that happened on his debut when I think they tried to kill him or something. I think in his book he says he genuinely feared for his life. But the mind boggles how somebody, Westminster Council,
I know who. I put a freedom of information request in, so I know exactly who signed it off and everything. I'm just waiting for it to be given to me to prove it, but I have all the minutes.
But why somebody has signed off on that, and especially a KKK outfit with a Millwall badge on it, even somebody of limited intelligence, which they quite obviously are, would have known that Millwall are going to come after you for that. I think I think we're an easy whipping case, aren't we? Yeah, well, anything with Millwall fans, yeah, people automatically jump up and down, and as Reg Burr said, we're the coat peg for everyone to hang their heels, and it's true. Anything Millwall does is amplified by about 1,000%. And
what I find mad, right, is if you read through the minutes and whatnot, right, and it says in there, it says like they've looked at the risk, and one of the comments in there was it's never going to be put out on its own. So the picture's never going to be put out on its own. It's always going to have the context of the educational notes, and it's always going to be with either Paul's going to be there or the teacher's going to be there, what's going to explain everything, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe that someone never thought, what happens if someone takes a picture and posts it without the context of everything else going about it? And the thing is as well that I remember this a couple of years ago and just thought it was someone fucking about doing a shit Photoshop. I never knew the story behind it. But since then, I know someone who was at a school where this was taught, and it kicked off a few years ago. But maybe I was just in a different headspace. But I've seen that picture before, but I just thought it was a Photoshop. But someone is either taking that from Google, which makes it even worse, or someone within Westminster Archives, Westminster Council, has actually made that image. And
I think somebody in their publications department, they're probably given it to a graphic designer and said, right then, this is the context, make us a cartoon or a photo. And so they've had a look, KKK, whack a Millwall badge on it, whack whatever else. Yeah, well, if I did that in a newspaper, it would go through the lawyers, and it wouldn't get past the lawyers.
Well, I can't believe it hasn't gone through the lawyers at council.
No, that would have been seen as just been seen as fair game because he's mentioned Millwall in the context of the thing.
But what gets me the most is that Millwall's not really, as much as we get racism thrown at us, we're not, there's documented evidence that we chased away the National Front and stuff at the ground and the BNP and stuff. But, Chelsea's been, Chelsea was a long time been associated with Combat 18. And you just
only have to look at that. Yeah, you only have to look at that stuff on the French Metro a few years ago, don't you?
Yeah. But, and you look at it and you just go, again, there's bits in my monologue later on what fucking hits on some of this where now all the media wants to be our best friend and stuff. I mean, I've been inundated with stuff this weekend. I'm doing a few bits, but not for Sky and stuff. I'm doing stuff for ITV, Radio 4 and Talk Sport. But yeah, it's
Mickey Simpson on Radio 4.
I am, mate. I am.
Now, haven't you? Yeah,
I am.
Between Bach and Wagner and all of this lot, we're going to get Mickey Simpson. Or
there's a sports bulletin. I think they said Radio 4. I think, mate, I was weird at the time as well. But there's a sports bulletin tomorrow morning early, and I'm on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do BBC most weeks, different ones around the country, and you're normally only on there for 3-4 minutes. But it feels sometimes like the longest, especially if you've lost and you're going into a game. Sometimes it feels like the longest 3-4 minutes you've ever had.
Mickey, Radio 4 is impressive, mate. I'll be honest, yeah. You on Radio 4, it's just made my fucking night. It has.
I am on there tomorrow morning. I swear, once I've done it, I'll clip it and post it out. But no, I'm on there tomorrow, yeah, Radio 4. I feel quite impressed with Radio 4. I do feel quite impressed with Radio 4 because, like, I've done BBC Local, I've done BBC London, I've done BBC BBC Stoke, BBC Derby, etc. But Radio 4 sounds like it's proper in it.
No, Radio 4 is the doggies doodahs.
Yeah. And they come to me, and they come to me, and they went to me. They went, "Is that Mickey?" I said, "Yeah." She went, "I just want to check something." She said, "You were the fan on the board, aren't you?" And I went, "Yeah." excellent. She said, we want you on to talk about what it means to fans and this, that, and the other, and all of this. And I was taken back, like, fucking, how the fuck you got my number and fucking, why are you phoning me? But
they've probably heard you, and there's a researcher. There could
I'm
even
on
be
a lot of BBC. I've shared
yeah,
data
but
with
there could
people.
be yeah, but there could be an internal database. Whereas if they want,
Don't ruin it now, Neil. Don't ruin it now.
yeah, no, there's probably an
ruin it,
internal
mate. I'm on
database.
Radio
Where
4.
if they want a Millwall fan, they've got a couple of numbers on there, so they come to Mickey Simpson.
That's it. I am it. But yeah, no, that's it. Have a drink. There you go.
You were Mickey's Desert Island Discs.
Go on
You
in.
know
What's
what,
your,
that is
what's your free
absolutely
disc?
fucking sensational.
What's your free records? What you would take onto Desert Island discs? What would I take? Oh,
Let me.
so put me in your comment. What would be your free records? What you would take onto Desert Island discs? I'd have to be cliche and say let them come. No, I wouldn't. But yeah.
One would be How Soon Is Now, the Smiths. That's probably my favourite song of all time.
A weird song that stuck in my head forever and ever, and it was more so from because I was younger. When I was younger, was the Herald of Free Enterprise disaster, the Let It Be.
What else would I have? I would have Rio by Duran Duran. Oh, Jesus, what else would I have?
There's some coming in. There's.
I'm gonna go total left field.
Red Wing, UB40, House of Fun by Madness.
Life in a Northern Town. I quite like that song as well. But
wow, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's all right, I suppose.
Anything by Led Zeppelin.
The Stone Roses. Yeah, you'd have to have a Stone Roses.
You know, there's a mad one here, right? So Led Zeppelin is obviously Robert Plant, isn't it? Is that Robert Plant? Yep. Led Zeppelin? Yep. Yeah. So when I used to work for a plastic pipe manufacturer, and we done a brewery called Beavertown. So you know the brewery, what make the cans, the craft beer cans, yeah? Craft beer company called Beavertown. Well, the lad who owns Beavertown, and I can't think of his name at the top of my head in a second, but he had an opening gig when his new brewery over near Tottenham opened, and his dad turned up, and his dad is only Robert Plant.
Jesus. Mickey Simpson, a story for every occasion.
It was mad. It was like all of a sudden people people they were going, oh my God. And there was like grown men behaving like children going, it's not really status quo anymore, is it, Dan? It's more quo, or is it more status?
No, it's status quo. I think you can call it status quo. I'll tell you what, that'll be one hell of a rocking all over the world if it's the Premier League tomorrow, won't it? Can you imagine it? It'll go on for quite a long time, I'd have thought. That's with everyone on the pitch, of course. And Lurch trying to hold everyone back like a one-man tsunami.
Yeah. I mean, while you're in the comments and you're getting involved, tell us, what's your standout moment from this season? I mean, is there any standout? One of my standout moments is that we finally got rid of I think it was the season before, to be fair, but we finally got rid of Bradshaw.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, that, wasn't it?
No, it was so. Was it the summer? No, it was the summer before, wasn't it? Or was it the January? No, it's the summer before, wasn't it? No, it's the January, wasn't it?
He's been gone for about 18 months, hasn't he?
Yeah, because he's no longer at Oxford, is he? Because he was at Oxford.
That is a tune, Chris Brown. R.E.M.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a tune.
Do you know what? Put it into comparison, right? I was saying this.
2025, somebody said. So
okay, yeah. It's GC line, yeah. That one goal of the season at Thingy, and everyone went mad for that goal. We also went mad when Southampton scored too on Tuesday night. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Oh, I don't know if we can have a moment of the season yet, because the moment of the season could be a last-minute winner to send us into the Premier League.
And who's going to score a last-minute winner? I would say that it's going to be Macaulay Langstaff, because if you think like I have stuck up for this geezer the whole season, and I've been absolutely cunted and had to deal with piss take and everything else all season, right? Just so that people know, okay? Yeah, 4 goals he's scored, 10 points he's got us. 10 points, the man who everybody wanted to fuck off this season. And do you know what? Without those points, we wouldn't even be in the playoffs now.
Mate, you can look at his lower division scoring record, being what it was in the Conference and League 2.
5 goal scorers ever in the UK.
Yeah. But to be fair, he runs his nuts off.
He does,
He
yeah.
absolutely runs his nuts off. And when we needed somebody to play in midfield,
Yep.
because we didn't have anybody else,
Yep.
he put his hand up.
Yep.
And he said, I'll do it. And he went out there and he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran. And 4 or 5 years ago, that would have made him a cult hero for life, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You were the main the main thing for a Millwall player was just to be able to run. Didn't matter how many goals you scored, didn't matter how many shots you cleared off the line or how you could pass the ball. As long as you ran your bollocks off and you tried, you got plaudits for it. And to be honest, I think he deserves a lot more. I was reading on Hoff and things like that. I've seen a lot of football and this guy is shit. No, he's not shit, because he's probably earning 20, 25k a week playing in the Championship.
So that he's earning much, but yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah, he's doing well for himself. And he's actually living the dream. Yeah, he's playing for our football club. And how many people would actually want to bloody just play 2 minutes for our club? Yeah, well, I actually quite agree with B Lion here. Yeah, the problem with our strikers is we don't create enough chances for them. So you play him up front, and Lionel Messi would be shit because we just don't create enough chances.
We've said this enough, haven't we? We said you could put Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi in our team, and they still wouldn't fucking score goals.
Exactly.
It's one of that. But I mean, it's weird. So a lot of the times this season, obviously, I've been on different BBC radio shows like Coventry and Stoke and etc. And they always ask pretty much the same questions, as you know they do, right? And one of the questions they ask is, so who do our fans need to look out for on tomorrow's game? And at the beginning it was like, well, you know, SA or fucking Femi's one to watch and blah blah blah. Now I just sit there and go, you need to watch out for all of them, mate, because we're probably one of the only teams in the league where there ain't one person who can't score a goal. You know, we've got defenders scoring goal, we've got midfielders scoring goal, we've got strikers scoring goal. I mean, fuck me, if Anthony Patterson had a chance, I reckon he'd score a goal.
And also another thing, we've got a couple of very good players, Crimer, Aziz. But
Aziz, I think, said got turned after Ipswich, sorry.
Yeah, but we haven't got any real stars, have we? Mickey Simpson was found on the board, no media star. You're getting pelters here. I love this.
I don't care. I worked hard for it, mate. So, yeah, I'm going to take it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
listen,
but no.
Mark Murphy, give it all you like. Have you been on Radio 4? No. There you go.
I think I've actually been on Radio 5.
Oh, all right. There you go. Some of us can. Do I need to speak all? Do I need to speak all? Do I need to speak all properly? Do I need to pronunciate, or is it enunciate my words properly and go, good morning, sirs and madams?
What ho? Mickey here.
Tell you who, old chaps.
Was
Oh,
Mickey
is there
Fan
anything
on the
that
board?
is there?
No.
Listen, let's
Yeah, no, he
let's
wasn't. He doesn't like talking
nothing
about his
obvious,
fan.
nothing obvious, and nothing crude and nothing rude. But is there anything that I should try and sneak in as an answer?
Lurch.
You want me to put lurch in there somewhere?
Mate, no, to
See, if we
going
get a
back
better
to-
comment, we'll see.
yeah, but going back to the point, yeah, we haven't got any real big name, big stars in this side, and that's why I think they all play for each other. And the manager as well. What a bloody manager! I didn't want him. I thought, who's this? Yeah, but who's this fucking idiot, Alex Neil? Done nothing. Oh, okay, got Norwich promoted. I thought, why are we going after him?
He got Sunderland promoted too, mate.
Yeah, best decision Jimmy Berylson's ever made. Yeah,
It was. Do you know what? Right, it was
What a
unbelievable on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, right, I have to say, James. I think your name's James Volsa or Volsey or something. I think your name is right. You're one of the commercial guys at Millwall. Massive shout out to you. I will put you an email like I promised, but massive shout out to you, mate, because that was probably, and if there's anyone in the comments who went, that was probably the best end of season dinner with players and board members and everybody there I've ever been to in probably the last 15 years. It was well spaced out. You weren't on each other's shoulders. There was enough room for the kids to go around, get shirts signed, and the players were doing everything. People walking up. There was everybody was courteous and respect. So they weren't going up when people were eating. They were like when in between the meals because there was gaps. People going up, getting selfies. Nothing was too much. People going up having conversations with players, and players were quite open and everything else. I mean, you had
what
Jimmy
player do you have
Belton.
on your table? What player do you have on your table?
We didn't have a player on our table because the MSC, basically, the people who joined with the MSC, the members, they kept two spaces, and what they did is that they'd done a draw out of all their membership from the season, and then they picked two winners. So fair play to them for giving back to the people who give to them. That's fair play. But no, we didn't have any. But Macaulay was just next. I had a really good chat on the other side with Max Crocombe, and I was talking to him about, it shows the character of a man, really. Then you were playing 22 games on the bounce, doing well, and then all of a sudden this. And his response was literally so perfect. He's jeopardised potentially his World Cup career, his World Cup playing, because he's not playing every game. But his response was, whatever's best for the team, whatever the manager decides best for the team, we support that, because that's what it's all about. We're such a great team, and we're
the Kiwi, is he?
Yeah, the Kiwi, yeah.
Mate, to be honest, my favourite rugby players to talk to are actually Aussies and Kiwis. They are so honest.
Yeah.
Honest as the day's long. Yeah,
I mean, I got to chat to Alex Neil, Steve Gallen, Macaulay, Max, Danny Mack.
Did you introduce yourself as
Sean
Mickey
Williams.
Gibson, former spat on the board?
Danny Mack and all that lot know who I am. So, yeah. I mean, to be fair,
Neil knew who I
was, mate. Do you know what I mean? Neil knew who I was and said, oh, yeah, I've seen your show. And I was like, oh, sweet. Do you know what I mean? And,
yeah, but Alex Neil would know.
Steve Gallen knew who I was and whatnot. And he was, it was interesting from him to listen to, like, how hard he's fought to get players and how hard he fought to get players to sign. And then obviously, sell the plan of what SA and Fleming's money done for us to actually put us on this journey where we are now. And things like that. Do you know what I mean? He was a really nice bloke, to be fair. I don't see what all the hatred is of him. He comes from a very, very knowledgeable football family. He's got a black book, what I would fucking love to have. And you'd probably love to have too, but you've got a good black book anyway. But
mate, I thought, what, yeah. Couple of things.
Jimmy Belson was doing Jaeger bombs with us, mate.
Couple of things, yeah. when you stood next to Alex Neil, did they call you up on stage by mistake? Because you're a spitting image. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Gallen, I think, has taken a lot of flack, and I don't know why. Yeah, every signing is going to be hit and miss. Let's be honest, it's not a perfect science. Yeah, we didn't like Alex Aldridge, or people didn't like Alex Aldridge for whatever reason. So he goes. So we bring in Gallen, and people don't like him for no reason whatsoever.
I think a lot with Gallen was that when he come in was, I think Neil.
There was a power battle. There was a power battle.
Yeah, and I think the problem was is that obviously, I think what happened, and I've never had it confirmed, not officially confirmed. Various people have said this is what was that Neil was promised, and certain players were promised new contracts, and obviously Neil was promised that he'd have a new contract and then potentially be moved upstairs if he saved us. He saved us, done it, and then obviously the problem was he went away on holiday. By the time he come back, everybody who'd promised him the world, unfortunately, nothing in paper. Suddenly, that all changed. The power what he had at the end of, at the beginning of May was completely different to what he had at the beginning of August. And then all of a sudden, from the pre-season, I've heard bits and pieces from the pre-season from ex-players and other people and stuff, and you like look at it and you just go, the truth of the matter is, if Neil would maybe put pride, whatever, suddenly worked with the system, it could be Neil Harris now on the verge of Premiership. Yeah, there we go. So I sort of agree, but it could. I'm just saying,
agree with that. I think.
No, I don't. I get what you're saying.
I think he'd actually reached his ceiling. Yeah, he did brilliantly to keep us in. Oh, mate, he did brilliantly to keep us in the Championship.
100%.
But then I think we needed somebody to take us to the next level. And I think that this guy's taken us to the next level. Alex Neil has taken us to the next level, or is taking us towards the next level.
Your knowledge, has there ever been a manager that's hit the ground running so fast at Millwall? Because don't forget, he's been here 14 months. 14 months, he's turned a struggling Millwall into a potential Premiership contender.
George turned us around. George Graham turned us around.
Yeah, we discussed that on Tuesday. We were saying there.
Completely turned us around. Yeah, but I think the thing you need to look upon it is that Gary Rowett steadied the ship.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, things didn't go his way. So Neil Harris came in and saved us and steadied the ship.
Yeah.
And then Alex Neil's taken us on to the next level.
Well, but hang on, we missed Edwards. We missed Mr. Edwards out in there.
No, he didn't. He didn't do anything, to be honest. Yeah.
He got one win though.
I
remember.
He was part of the decline. He was part of the reason for the decline. Yeah. So I'm just talking chronologically, or I'm just talking.
But that was just the players, didn't they? I think he didn't have any respect for the players, and some of the key players, like I would look at Saville and people like that sort of level of player within the team, just went, we're not, we've got no time for you. We're going to make sure you're going. Yeah,
and to be honest, I think that what happened in the past was George Graham came in, saved us because we were going into the 4th division. He steadied the ship, laid the foundations, and then the Doc finished them off and got us promoted. Yeah, but that's it is what it is. Yeah, but I'm just saying here, John Doherty's still the man. I tell you, there was a very interesting debate on Hoff the other month about who is Millwall's greatest ever manager, and I don't think you can look past George Graham because we were going absolutely nowhere. Yeah, and he laid the foundations.
But George Graham has done that twice now, hasn't he? Because George Graham set the foundations for us,
and then
basically the Doc come in and finished it off. He did the same at Arsenal, and then Wenger come in, but it was his back four. What?
Yeah, but he'd also won the league at Arsenal. But no, yeah, but he laid the foundations. Yeah, but you look at Millwall. I think Alex Neil will go into second place.
So are we talking that we must be one of the only clubs? Are we talking that realistically we're looking at George Graham, Alex Neil, the Doc, three Scottish managers?
Yeah, well, even if
Mark McGee as well after that.
Yeah, Mark McGee's Scottish.
Yeah, so that would be
top 5.
Who would you put 5? Kenny Jackett?
Mate, if you want to go a long way back, you've got Bob Hunter.
Yeah.
Who
most people can't remember.
Probably nobody remembers him. But he did an awful lot of good work in the early 1900s and that. But I don't necessarily agree about Gary Rowett being a wanker. I think he steadied a declining club. We needed somebody that was going to come in and that was going to get us stable, and he got us stable.
Can I just? Sorry,
and he took us as far as he could take us.
Can I just say something here, right, on this horrible rumor that keeps going around? And hopefully one day I will be able to interview the people who can say this, absolutely publicly and actually say it, right? There's a lot of this where Neil Harris wanted his own signings. There is no player that come into this club who Neil Harris did not know about or did not have a decision on that. I don't believe it. I've been told that isn't true. I've been told that every player was run past him. I even know that in fact, Bobby's still in the chat, to be fair. I even know that him and Steve Gallen went up to Middlesbrough together to speak to him. So, it's sort of like, okay. So I don't think that really sits us in like it was, it wasn't the fact that he was getting his own players and stuff like that. I think he was aware of the players what were coming in, and I think it was done. But
can I just correct London? 51.
London Lion.
Yeah.
The
line.
This one here, you mean?
Yeah, Jimmy Nicholl was actually a Northern Irish international that was born in Canada, so he wasn't Scottish. He just spent a lot.
Why did he say he was Scottish?
Don't forget, I think we were talking about Scottish managers.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. So, Millwall, Canada. Yeah, no, we haven't changed times. We're doing pre-records, and then me and Neil today just thought it's the last game of the season, and we'd just go back to old school and we thought we'd have a chat and bring it into you lot and go from there. Andrew Roberts says it has to be harder to get into the Prem these days with the parachute teams than it was to go up back in 87, 88. I reckon you're right, but this is the first year. If that's works, but this is the first year that we've had the least amount of parachute payment clubs in the Prem, and one of them has gone down. Yeah,
and don't forget, if we get up, that will be ours, won't it? In a year or in a year's time.
Let's do it.
I really want us to do it this season because I might miss the start of the 27 season because I'm probably going to Australia to cover the Rugby World Cup.
Oh,
so I want us to do it this year, just because I know in my luck the first 4 games that I probably can't get to will probably be the biggest 4 of the season.
I think next year will be hard. I mean, if Spurs come down or West Ham comes down, I think with their money and their players will be hard. So realistically, between one of the teams coming down, we'll probably get top spot.
Yeah, but then you're
looking, then one or two. So realistically, you're playing for playoffs, and then you'll be playing between.
Burnley.
Yeah. I mean, they've got no manager now. Scott Parker's left, but yeah.
Yeah, well, Wrexham will just chuck a load of more money at it. So they'll be a lot stronger. You'd have to fancy Birmingham will lob a lot more money at it. And
Norwich will.
Yeah, realistically, how many of our players are we going to lose this summer? This would be quite a good one. Who do you think will leave?
There you go, chat.
I think that Aziz has checked out.
Yeah, I do too. I think he has since Ipswich coming for him and wanted and upset the apple cart. I think that's done.
And I'd be surprised if we held on to Kramer.
It's weird that he's Millwall, Canada. I had a conversation. I'm not going to mention who with, but I had a conversation on Tuesday about would we take Fleming back, and the answer was yes. And I asked, what about Esse? And it was no. He made the biggest mistake of his life by kissing the badge.
His career's going nowhere really, because I was kind of gutted when he went to Coventry, because you knew that they were going to be fighting us for promotion. And I thought he spent, a year, 18 months in the Premier League, or a year in the Premier League. So he would, so he's probably improved. But apart from that goal he scored against us on his debut, when, let's face it, he was on fire, I don't think he's had a good game since, has he? Not that I've seen.
No, he scored a couple of good goals, but I don't think he's had a blinding season. I think FFP works on a rolling period, doesn't it? I think
it works on a 3-year period. I think.
Yeah.
You can't exceed losses over a 3-year period.
Yeah.
I think that would be well within it. I think we'd be well within it.
Yeah. I mean, this year we made 300 grand. Believe it or not.
Well, yeah, but that's what happens when you sell players, isn't it? Which is what we were saying 6 years ago about the foreign model, going in, investing in players and then selling.
Do you remember as well, 6 years ago when we started? Actually, let's go back to that. I'm going to have to dig through some of these shows, and find the points. But Omar used to always go on, we need a director of football. We need a style of football, regardless of who the manager is. We need a style of football with players to suit that style of football. So you can rotate a little bit. So you could do a 4-4-2, a 4-3-2 and all it is. But we need a director of football. 5 years later, we get a director of football and we're now playing good football. We've got a good manager, but we're now playing good football. And you look at it and you go, what we said back then is true. We also said we need to become more of a selling club, finding them low, develop them, sell them. We're now doing that model. We didn't see, obviously, that we'd lose John and we'd get his son, who is pretty much John Berylson on steroids, to be fair, mate. It's just no nonsense.
I think we also said that Millwall had to up their game off the pitch.
Yeah, we did say that. Yeah, we did. Yeah. And they've definitely done that.
Millwall have upped their game considerably off the pitch. Yeah, since Mark Fairbrother's come in, and I'll give Mark Fairbrother massive plaudits.
Yeah,
because he's turned us around in no uncertain
terms. That he was here,
and you know that he was at Gloucester Rugby before, and now they're shit.
Yeah, and it was at F1. Or E1 or whatever it is. So yeah, the Formula Electric. So yeah.
So to be fair,
I'm not saying Omar is Nostradamus. I'd say he's Nostradamus, but yeah, he's not Nostradamus now.
But what you have to remember is 6 years ago, it was lockdown, and me, Mickey, and Omar spent a lot of time around each other virtually.
Yeah. Do you know what? Think about it.
Came up with all kinds of crazy podcasts.
We did. Think about it back then. So 6 years ago, right? So 2019 coming into 2020, Millwall fans had Axel Millwall or Fat Dan, right?
No, they also had the other one, didn't they? Millwall Talking.
Oh, no one likes us talking. The old Lines Live lot. Yeah. You had them sort of whoever listened to them. Oh, I think you might have had Daily Mirror as well. I'm not sure, right? But that was your remit. Then we come on the scene and we liven it up. We come do lives and we have a laugh and a joke. We don't take ourselves too serious and we just have a laugh. And then we train a couple of bods who then go out on their own and become another podcast. And then we re-employ or re-bring in the new trainees, the new apprenticeships, and we do them. And I train up some more, and now they're out on their own. So listen, if you want a career in podcasting and you want to learn, we offer training schools. Unfortunately, we're going to be a bit like the NHS when you train to be a doctor. We're going to write in that you have to serve a minimum period. And obviously, if you leave before that period, you need to pay your tuition fees back. But I'm sure the government and everyone else will give you loans for your tuition fees and whatnot. So,
especially if you get off a little boat.
I just think it's funny that literally all the other podcasts that suddenly come out now, it's like, everyone we had at one point has now gone to another podcast. Everyone we had at another point has now gone to another one. Good luck to them all. Listen, I think it's great. I think the more content there is for Millwall fans and whatnot, but, we ain't going to change. We tell it how it is and that's it, at the end of the day.
Media mogul Mickey. No wonder Radio 4 won't you?
That's it, mate. Just call me Robert Maxwell. Just don't fucking put me on a boat.
Mick. Oh, Jesus, Mick. Oh, but no, to be honest, it was Mickey and Omar that got me through lockdown. I'll be honest. And
we come through name changes as well. Remember in the early stage, we were called something else. So, yeah, it was bad. But I think we come through different name changes. We've done it.
Mickey, the Andrew Tate at Millwall contact.
Wanker.
Keep an eye on your pension. Superb. But no, it's. I think whatever happens tomorrow, it's going to be a memorable day, no matter what happens, I think.
I had a dream, and I said this right at the beginning of the shows this season. I had a dream at the beginning of the season that we would win 2-0 against Oxford. Well, against on the final day, we win 2-0 and we'd finish second below Coventry. And that was before anything was done or anything else, right? And it was just a mad dream. But every season, I always think we're going to get in the playoffs. This is our season, all this, right? But I've not had a dream like that. Every season, the last so many years, I've always said, you lot are all going, we're going to finish 8th or 16th or fucking 12th and all this. And I'm always, no, we get 6th, 7th maybe.
Fucking Mystic Mickey now, isn't it?
I don't know. It'd be mad though, wouldn't it? I reckon Ipswich are going to be done 2-0. And I reckon QPR would do them 2-0, 2-1. And I reckon we'd do 2-0, maybe 2-1. But I say 2-0. What we got to do, all we got to do is win. Because if we don't win, we could go from fucking 3rd to 5th. Because if Middlesbrough win and Ipswich wins, Middlesbrough win.
We want to finish 3rd because that'll give us
second, don't we? Yeah, 3rd, yeah. Yeah, no, 3rd, yeah.
3rd, and that'll give us a home second leg, won't it? Yeah. Yeah, Gavin Ward, the Ipswich ref, yeah. Gavin Ward is about as fucking useful as an empty handgun at Rorke's Drift.
Be honest, right, in the chat. At the beginning of the season, when we had these shows and everyone was moaning about injuries and fucking this, that and the other, did you think Millwall would make the top 6? Or where did you think Millwall would finish? I'll be honest. Don't go, I thought we'd finish 3rd or whatever. I mean, be honest. Where did you think? Because, I mean, at the beginning of the season, right at the beginning when we had the show and then obviously when we started hitting with it, injuries and all that, I honestly thought the club, I think, worked out that we were probably looking at finishing. They wanted us to finish 10th or above higher than last year as such. But I honestly thought we'd probably I thought we'd probably finish close to the playoffs but I didn't expect us to make the playoffs, and I did not expect us to be in second place for as long as we've been.
I'm with Lion, GC, London, and Diggs.
Top 10.
Yeah. I would have been happy to finish anywhere between 10 and the playoffs. I thought that we'd just miss out on the playoffs. I think that our Achilles heel's been goal scoring. If we go up, name me another season where your top goal scorers have gotten 8 or 9 goals each. Yeah. I doubt it's ever happened. And
if we go up, it will be by sheer luck.
Yeah, I think
it will be the most Millwall win and Millwall promotion ever. It will just be written. It will be the most Millwall way you could ever get promoted for any team, by scoring the least amount of goals within the top 6, and also just going up on sheer luck of other teams losing.
Yeah, I didn't buy into HMS Pistol League because I thought that we lacked 2 or 3 signings last summer, and I think we didn't really address the situation in January, especially when we had so many injuries. I think we were so unlucky. Was it October, November time when we ended up with no midfielders?
Yeah.
Or one midfielder, small bone out for the rest of the season, or out long term, and 1 or 2 others. Then I thought, oh God! But I knew we wouldn't go down at that point because there were plenty worse teams than us.
Yeah.
But I didn't think the playoffs. I thought we might end up around about mid-table. To be
Come on
honest.
in, everyone. Let's have your prediction. Let's have your finishing predictions first. Let's do your score then. So let's have your scores against Oxford tomorrow. Give us your scores, and then we'll ask you where be truthful where you think second or first. So let's have your scores for tomorrow. Millwall versus. Would you take Smallbone if he's free? Yeah, of course.
No.
If his injuries were okay, I would. But yeah,
No.
I would. If he was free.
No, I wouldn't.
Would you not?
No, because we need to move away from this mentality of signing players that have injuries and that suffer from a lot of injuries. Yeah, we've got money. We will have money if we go into the Premier League. Oh, what's that fucking idiot? He needs a washing.
Benjamin Bloom is predicting 4-1. 4-1.
Can I have a pint of whatever he's on, please? Because
he's an nice enough bloke, right? But
we ain't going to score 4.
He's on lives every day. He's on lives, and you just I don't know.
I think it will be a tight game unless if we get off to a flyer like we did the other week. Was it QPR that we went 2 goals in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And I think we'll be all right then.
So let's go through these. I
don't want to push on at 1-0 and then get caught. We just need to win. It doesn't matter how many fucking goals we score. We just need to win.
Just need to score 1 more than them, and that's it.
Yeah, basically.
So, yeah. We need to look at the fucking 3 Lions theme song, mate. We're going to score 1 more than you. Was that Vindaloo? No, that is 3 Lions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's it, Vindaloo?
Vindaloo. That could be Vindaloo, actually.
I know. Millwall, Canada, 1-0, 2-0 Millwall. GC London, 2-0. We're going to finish third. 1-1, unfortunately, from Andrew Roberts, not the Andrew Roberts. Mark Murphy says, I think we'll win 3-1. Millwall Canada's come back in and 1-1 QPR. McLary 8084 3-0 Millwall. Benjamin Bloom is saying 4-1 Millwall, but yeah, okay. That was weird. That was Ipswich. When we played Ipswich at Ipswich, he was live. He was on his channel live, and you think both teams, you'd have thought you would have come down and watched it. But then again, I suppose it don't give you the pound notes. Robert Kenzel 1893 2-0. London Lion 5179. No, that sounds like an old-fashioned number, doesn't it? Hi there, London Line 5179. You know what I mean? When you're young,
you need that for you need that for Radio 4.
It's practice tonight. I need to practice. So it'd be like this. Good morning, London Line 5179. Can I take your call, please? You look splendid today, sir. Did you dress yourself this morning?
Don't put on that accent, Mick. Otherwise, otherwise we're in a racism storm coming in.
Yeah. 2-0 Coops and Negley. I recall when we last had Oxford at home on the last game on the season 20 odd years ago, when we got promoted and we battered them 4-0. Could it be written in the stars we get promoted again?
No.
We get promoted? Wasn't that 24 years ago where we got to the playoffs, wasn't it? 22 years ago?
And did we play Oxford? I don't think we played Oxford, did we? Didn't we play Crewe on the last day of the season?
Don't know. We're checking a minute. 2-0, but Oxford are a bogey team. 2-1 Millwall from B Lion. Jessica Drury, Q9E, 1-0. We need Ipswich not to win yet.
Yeah, that's
Vindaloo it was, yeah. We're going for one more than you.
Yeah, Oldham.
That's
it. Right, yeah. It was definitely Oldham. I remember Northern shithole that brought about 3 fans, and we put them in the corner underneath the.
I've got another story about Oldham, but I'm not going to say it. Oldham at the Den with TT. You know TT?
Yeah.
Well, he worked at the Den for a bit as like stewarding, and the last day of the season, he wanted to get in the ground with his dad, so he dressed in shirt and trousers. He says it on the show we did a few years ago. I've got it somewhere. I'll put it out. And he did a show and he told the story. So basically, he wanted his dad. He wanted to watch the game with his dad in case he got promoted and that, right? So basically, he got his dad in. He got his dad in to the ground. He dressed as a steward, and then knocked on the gate where the stewards go in, and basically walked in with his dad and said, "I need to take him round to so and so." And the fellow went, "Yeah," and they got round and just went and sat in the stand.
So
nice experience to do with your dad. I've been thinking that
orient like that, to be honest, just banged on the gate and said I just had to come out and get something out of my car, and they said, "Come in, sir."
I think I've been thinking that we will score early as will QPR and Derby, but I don't think I can predict QPR coming out of anything. I've not had enough to drink. YouTube, put it there, not me. I'm missing something. I'm lost.
5179, I bet.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got you. 5705 by City Boy back in the 70s. Someone's listening to the beginning when we were talking about Desert Islands.
Yeah, Desert Island Discs.
Yeah. Oldham 5-0. What?
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Oxford have a couple of good players. They want to fuck us over. See old Marku saying, "I've always said I'll be a Millwall fan now, and nothing changes."
Really?
So, yeah. I've seen. There's a news article yesterday or today was out there where there's a video going around with him saying it. So hopefully he scores a couple of own goals for us.
Do you think it's written in the stars that he'll have a good game tomorrow?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think John's legacy. I think if you look at the last 4 years, right, the shit we've had, and I was having this conversation with someone the other day. So, July 4 years ago, we lost John. The start of the next season, we're remembering John and brought in Matty for his first game. The following year, we're remembering Matty because we lost him. And then the following season, we avoid relegation. We then stay up. We then have Neil Harris leading the way, then starts losing his head with the media and snagging people off. And we get rid of Kavanagh and Billy Taylor and all of that. And then Aldo. And then we get Alex Neil at Christmas. And we are where we are now. And you just look at it and you just go, we've won the regen. We've got the 999-year lease. We've got John's boy leading the charge for the legacy. We now that the regen and everything else is there, it means that the Berelsons are finally going to get potentially some money back. I know there's a lot of hoo-ha and all that, but I've heard it from good authority and whatnot that the Berelsons have put in nearly £200 million in this club since they've owned it. And it's not a lot when you look at Thingy. I mean, they've been putting in £10 to £15 million a year pretty much since they've been in to keep the lights switched on. This is the first year they haven't. You know, you've got people out there and that who are sitting there going, they've not put that much in and all that. They fucking have. When you think that most
put a lot of money in.
They turn the debts into the loans into shares and all that lot. That's why, you know, they own so many shares and whatnot with it all and all that. And to be fair, I wouldn't take any of it away from them. And at some point, yeah, we will lose the Berelsons. But I honestly believe that whenever that time comes that they decide to go, and they might not, I don't think they will, but, you know, if the time comes, I think that they will make sure that we're in very good hands, or they will put us in good hands. Do you know what I mean? Whether or not they keep us
up. At the start of the season, I thought we should have spoken to Turkey Al Sheikh. Yeah,
I think we did, to be fair, but I don't think there was any interest. But I've heard a few different bits and pieces, to be fair.
I would have had a conversation because
I think there was. I was told.
But now I'm seriously glad that we didn't, because the Saudis are pulling out of everything left, right, and centre because the orange toddler decided to start a war that he can't finish.
That's our American audience gone now. Thanks, Stu. Are you still there?
Yeah. So the orange toddler started a war that he can't finish. Yeah. So the oil price has gone through the roof. They can't get any product out, so they want to maintain their cash reserves. So they've stopped Live Golf. They're virtually pulling out of boxing. Newcastle have been told they've got to become self-sufficient almost. All of those plans they had for them, I think we've swerved one. I'll be completely honest now.
Yeah, I think he only wanted this for boxing. I think he only wanted us because of the boxing, because he don't like the O2 and we're bigger than the O2.
Exactly. And he thought he could probably build a mini indoor arena around. They could stick a little roof on our place, rebuild it, and it's a ready-made indoor arena for him, isn't it? I think that's what it. Yeah, well, I do agree with that, but I don't think anybody can come back and slag off what the Berelsons have done for this club.
No, never. I don't think. Do you know what? I think it's mad that I don't think there's one. Well, we might be able to find one more moan about something, but they moan about everything. But still,
yeah. But you look on X, yeah. There's people saying, "Oh, the Berelsons should sell up and let somebody come in who wants to spend £100 million and send us bust," and things like that. You've got financial fair play in that now.
Listen, I've said it a long time, right? When John was here, and you know, I was privileged enough to have many a conversation with John, late night conversations and whatnot about this, that, and everything else. And I'll treasure my time for that, and massive respect for that. But I honestly believe that John was like a mushroom. John was kept in the dark with a lot of things and told stuff what he needed to know. I think the difference you've got, and the difference what's so visible to see with James Berelson is I don't think he's doing micromanagement. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's like, okay, who's working on the kiosk today, or, you know, what's going on with this, or, you know, what you're doing with this or that. I think that that's what people get paid to do. But I think he's got his hands heavily in the players' selection or the direction, the contracts, etc. And I think he's a businessman. He's a financial man, and you've got to look at it and go, yeah, he's younger than his dad. Obviously, you know, he's still heavily involved in what he does in the money side of it. You look at it and go, anyone from that industry is there to make money. And when you're looking at Millwall and you're going, fuck me, that's another 12 months. That's another £15 million I've written for him. When am I getting something back? Then last year, it was like, oh, we've only had to write a £9 million check, say, which is, you know, which is great news. And if you can get through every season where they're putting in smaller and smaller amounts, then that makes absolute fucking dream for them, because it means that, you know, they're still involved, but they're not actually funding it, because Millwall becomes self-funding. Look at I mean, if anyone's been to the food, if anyone was at the end of season dinner, or if anyone's had the chance to sample hospitality this season, gone up there for whatever reason, the food is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable this season. The food is, I mean, I had beef Wellington there. I've had salmon. I've had fucking, what did I have the other day? Beef ribs. You know, the food is unbelievable. On mass scale, the food is fantastic. Nick will tell you this and everything else, and other people have been there. The food is so different to what it was before. It's great. And also, hospitality is booked up. It's hard to get it. And now they're looking to obviously do what they want to do over the boxes. And I guess that, you know, I think we're different to many corporate football stadiums where the boxes are more fans clubbing together rather than, you know, corporate companies entertaining their guests.
Yeah. And to be honest, and another difference is that we've now got a management structure, to my mind, that isn't empire building.
100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. And you can see that in that most of the guys under Mark. I think Mark would probably be a good person to work for, to be fair. On dealings what I've had with him, he's very non-combative. He's very easy to talk to and stuff like this. But I think that, as I've seen with the FA and stuff, that if you piss him off, he's not afraid to fucking come at you. Do you know what I mean? And he will come at you, and he will threaten to sue you, and he will fuck you. But, you know, I think Max has come on leaps and bounds over the last 2 seasons to where he was. I think, you know, and look, I know it's not popular. I know he's director of this and he gets lots of shit everywhere. But I do think that he's come leaps and bounds. I think marketing, not great. I think some of the bits with communication-wise from the marketing side is a little bit questionable on certain things. I think the MSC's moved forward. I think Mark's moved forward. I think the guy doing Luke doing the commercial, I think is okay, but I think he's settling himself in because we're not a corporate brand as such. You know, people don't care about, you know, some of our people who own businesses within our fan base don't really care about, you know, some of the business they do don't really care about, oh, well, you get 15 million on TikTok or 15 million on here or there. It's like, you know, they're a niche market, but they will get involved. But no, I think Mark's experience, not afraid to take challenges on and question things and whatnot, and move people off when they need to for the right reasons. Don't be left with old baggage.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened before was we had a management structure where somebody wanted to surround themselves and over promote people, and they were building their own little empire. Yeah.
And so is that allegedly there, or is that fine?
Well, I haven't mentioned anyone.
Okay, there we go then. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, there's no allegedly. I think this is a personal opinion.
Yeah,
this is a personal opinion. I've not slated anybody. I've just stated what I believe my opinion is. My opinion is that there was empire building, and that people were over promoted into positions to protect the empire. And I think that don't get me wrong, they started all of this. They started the evolution of the club off the pitch, of the of the fan zones and the bars and things like that. I think they realised that they needed to generate more money, and they started. I hate the mentality of some fans about foreign day trippers. Yeah,
That's not Millwall, that's FA. If you dig into it deep enough, basically, unfortunately, it's Wrexham.
Millwall fans. It's Millwall fans going on about foreign day trippers. Yeah, who empty seats don't generate you income.
No, I get that.
Yeah, your foreign fan who may be off one of the hotels up the West End who wants to experience an English football match.
Yeah,
They'll pay £35 for a ticket or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They'll go into the club shop if it's well stocked, and they won't think about spending £150 on scarves, shirts, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
They'll spend money on your concession stand. So go into your fan zone. They'll have a £8 beer and a £6 bloody German sausage hut.
It's about fucking £12 German sausage now, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But these tourists, they don't think about spending that money. Whereas maybe you and I, if we were going to a game, we'd go to a game, we might buy a drink and a pie and a programme if it was still around.
Yeah,
and then
Chris
we'd fuck off
Beffels
home.
outside the cafe, so
Yeah, that's right. But then we'd fuck off home. So they're making a lot more money out of seats that would be empty. Now then, tomorrow where I'd have a problem would be if there's a load of day trippers, foreign day trippers, and there's a lot of Millwall fans that haven't got tickets.
Yeah.
And next season, I think we've already seen, what have we sold? 11,000, 12,000 season tickets? And that was before the deadline.
I am hearing that it's over 12. It's close to 13,000 potentially.
Yeah, and they've already put a waiting list in place. Since when have Millwall had a waiting list?
Well, the reason for that is that just going on to that, Wigan, they are our sponsor next year, unless some fucking huge company comes in who wants to be our sponsor, which I doubt. So I think
pick up fucking loads of bad publicity because we can't behave ourselves.
So I think it's better with Wigan. But no, I think with what they're doing to the North Stand will give us about 20,000 seats now. With the safety advisory opening up and everything else, I think for next season we'll have about 20,000. So I think they're looking to sell probably 13, maybe 14, maybe 15,000 at a push season tickets, which is unbelievable, to be honest. And then leave about 5,000 tickets for walk-ins and stuff like that. Because you're selling. But I think that just gives you the benefit, because I think it'll be nothing worse than if you sold 20,000 season tickets and there's no walk-ins. You're just gonna open yourself up to a lot of problems, isn't you, with people trying to jump over walls and all sorts of shit. So
to be honest though, Mick, I think something else that I've actually been impressed with is the fact that next year you can sell your ticket back to the club if you can't use it.
Yeah, and then you basically get money back for it, don't you?
Yeah, which I think is a tremendous idea. I was just having a look there to try and find out where my season ticket is for next season. If anybody wants to come down and say hello or me or whatever. But I think I'm in, here we go. I'm in a Cold Blow Lane stand, block 10.
Oh, you're at the top? You're at the top.
Row B.
Yeah, you're at the top. Second from the front.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it goes
second from the front.
A, B, C, D. Yeah, so you'll be things. So block 10.
So if anybody wants to come down and abuse me.
That's where I started going, mate. When I first started going Millwall, that was where I was taken to first, mate. Block 10 and then block 9 with Big Rich. Fucking hell. How many can be locked out tomorrow? I reckon lots.
I don't know, officer.
I reckon lots.
Uh,
I reckon
there'll
there'd be a
be-
good few. I've been inundated with people sitting there going to me, Peter Sullivan sits block 9, row 10, row D. Look, he's
Peter,
going to be
wave,
close to
mate,
you.
wave.
It's only going to be 2 rows below you, about fucking 8, 10 seats that way, mate. So yeah,
No.
you can't miss Peter Sullivan, mate. He is a fucking giant. Think of a serial killer who's standing in your house, and when you meet him, you'll go, "Oh yeah, that's really." He come and stood right next to me, mate. He's fucking taller than Omar. Do you know what I mean? He's a tall lad.
How many are going to be locked out tomorrow? I think there'll be a good few. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to be a tout around the den tomorrow because
You're going to get mugged.
I was going to say you're going to get robbed, but I didn't want to. But I didn't want to knock.
Also, the other thing is also because we've had it a bit now, right? If you're going to the ground and you see these, right? So anyone who's outside of the club footprint collecting money for charities is not official, right? Around Poppy Day, we will tell you who's official and who's not, because obviously I do the soldiers, Mel does the Poppy Day stuff, and there will be probably people from Birmingham, Rotherhithe, but they'll have full ID and you'll know what's what because we're probably giving wristbands or something to prove that they are. But there's been a hell of a lot of people collecting for charity, Cancer with Children, Cancer Trust, this sort of stuff outside the ground. Yeah, if you see them there, just fucking tell a steward or whatever, mate, inside the ground, because they will, get them removed because they are allegedly not collecting for charity. Well, they might be collecting for charities, but they're not Millwall official collectors, shall we say?
Yeah, it'll be 50p for the charity, £3 for me.
Oh, you remember the badge? You remember the big badge guy that used to come round? We caught him on Poppy Day one day selling loads of fucking Poppy badges, and I said to him, "You're taking the piss, mate. All that money's going to you." And he produced a letter, and out of all the badges he sells, he gives £200 a year to the Poppy, and I just went, "Yeah, nah, fuck off, go away." I met Neil. Look, Lions Raw. I met Neil. I can send you a picture of. Send you a picture of him actually. Not long after he unfollowed me on Twitter.
Oh, mate, I probably do.
Don't worry, I follows a lot of people, mate.
Mate, I don't follow anyone anymore. Sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to offend you by suggesting that, officer. It's please don't come and batter me next season.
So is there anything else you want, Neil? We've been on for an hour and a half, mate. We could probably go on for another hour and a half, Julie, just talking bollocks and shit. But
mate, we are just talking bollocks. It's just like a Friday night of old, isn't it? When we used
it is really, yeah. We jump about and everything else, but yeah.
Does anybody want to?
Anyone want a question for us?
Anyone with a Palestine flag is not an affiliated charity.
Neil has a book, by the way. If anyone wants to buy a book, Neil has a book called
about 1,000 books. Unfortunately,
Who's Who at Millwall, and then you've got a load of different year Millwall stories, haven't you?
Yeah, but do you want me to reach up and get them?
Go on then, show us. Let's have a plug for Neil. Do you need a stepladder or not?
No, because they are right.
I'm so glad he's got trousers on tonight. He's done that before when he ain't had trousers on. It's not a nice view. We'd have been demonetized on YouTube really quickly.
All of these.
There you go. So look at that. The first one, 87-88 era.
Which is the Division 2 title winning season. We've got that one.
Yeah.
We've got 65-66. We've got 88-89. We've got
84-85.
Graham season.
That's why you like George Graham, you see.
We've got the near miss and 70.
That was the FA Cup. Wasn't that FA Cup semi for the youth, wasn't it?
No, it's when we finished third in the second.
Oh, okay.
In the second division, but only 2 went up.
Yeah. Actually, if you flick through our YouTube channel, there is a show that I did with the thing. That's the year I was born, mate.
And there's that one.
64, 65. I look at that. Flocky
I don't know where the Who book is. It's that old.
Oh, I've got one of them. Flocky says he's got one of them. So, yeah. And Robert Cook is watching from Sweden. Oh, there you go.
Andrew, you can buy them on Amazon.
I will put a link in this show in a bit in the description. I will put a link in there, or if you you want to email us, then just wait a minute, and I'll put a link in there for you. So
But if you actually, if the year, just put Millwall FC into Amazon and select books, you should be able to find them.
Wow, look at that. We're getting right Nordic today. So we've got Robert Cook from Sweden. We've got Watching from Norway. The
problem is they're $9.99 books. We'd end up losing money on them. I'll be honest. Yeah, the club shop isn't that good.
Well, when you're coming up next season, Neil, bring a few up, or send a box up, or something up to my house or something, and then I can bring them over to Den, and then people can buy them from you on the day.
They can come
if we get it,
mate. If
we know, I mean, if we know what you want, if you tell us what years you want and whatnot, we can get them all sorted, and then we can just bring them with us. So yeah,
you're definitely on Amazon if anybody.
Yeah. But remember, if you buy them from Neil direct, he makes all the money then, rather than giving it
Mervyn.
to
Jeff. No, well, we don't have any. It's all done through Amazon. So if anybody can't find them, just hit me up on X, send me a message, or just tag me in on Summit, and I'll send you a link. You've gone international. You've got Sweden, Norway, Canada.
That's
Get
it.
yourself a website. Jesus, do you know how busy I am? Yeah, I finished work at 6 o'clock tonight, and
we're in
Holland just before we came on.
We're in the process of doing our website. So once it's done,
I might do actually, because I've just
put it on there for you. So yeah, here you go. Look,
I've just written one for 6162, the Division 4.
There you go. Look, there's a link to the 75 one, and then obviously you'll see which one it is, and then you'll be able to go from there. So yeah,
get someone to one for you. Yeah, no, my son works in digital marketing.
We'll have a website. Well, listen, Neil, we'll have a website. We'll put them all on there for you. No problem at all. Links to your website, not at all, mate. So we would do that. So yeah.
But no, does anybody want to ask us anything else? We haven't given a prediction yet, Mick, have we?
No, I reckon I'm going to go 2-1. Langstaff to score the second, which will basically get us promoted.
I'm going to go 1-0. I think it's going to be tight. Although if we score early on, I think we'll get a second. And then for the other game, Gavin Ward's going to they're going to put the board up for 3 minutes. We'd have won 1-0. And then Gavin Ward is going to play on until Ipswich score. and he will give a penalty because the bat signal has gone up from the FA. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Millwall are not to get promoted.
No, that's it, isn't it?
But seriously, no, I think that... Do you know what? I think we're going to do it.
I do too. I really do.
I think we're going to do it. I think that Ipswich and QPR might draw. I'm not sure if QPR are motivated enough to win it. I can see.
Well, I mean, by the way, I've got to tell you this, Neil. You'll love this story. Right, this is brilliant. Okay, so after Tuesday night,
when you're in the pocket of the MSC, accepting free food.
Yeah. But anyway, this is much better. This is brilliant, right? So anyway, I put a post out on X. QPR have won their last 4 final games of the season, right? I put Sunderland 1-0, Coventry 2-1, Stoke 1-0, and Swansea 1-0. Well, unfortunately, Stoke wasn't the last game of the season. It was the last home game of the season on the 29th of April. Yet I left it there until someone picked up the mistake. And then obviously it was a Bristol City fan because obviously QPR got beat 2-0 that season by Bristol City. So a Bristol City fan mentioned it. So I deleted the post. That's what we were doing. But in the time that it was live to the time that I deleted it, it's gone so far and wide, it's unbelievable. Abramovich is whatever he is online, that the blog or whatever it is, he's posting it as if it's gospel. It's bullshit. Because the second to last, they've won four of their last, they've won 3 of their last 4. They didn't win all 4 because they got beat at Bristol. But I put it out and you'll see it everywhere. So if there's 4 of saying QPR have won their last 4 final games of the season, and it goes Sunderland, Coventry, Stoke, and Swansea, then that's what we put out. Just there's a lot of accounts out there what steal your stuff and post it as content and don't ever credit you. So
Mickey, you're not.
We were playing, yeah.
Guarantee you, it happens to me more than anybody else.
Oh, but it does. But there's loads of them out there. And listen, I don't mind if you're starting out, you want to be thingy. But look, the word of advice I've got for anyone who is thinking about doing a podcast, thinking of running a Twitter account, thinking of running a TikTok account, thinking of, doing an Instagram account. The only thing I'd say to you is be original, and be original more so next season, because I tell you now, we go to the Prem and you're nicking Millwall videos and posting them out as your own, you will find out very quickly that you won't have fucking accounts, because the Premier League is on fire for that sort of stuff. So just be warned that, just be original, be yourself, be original, and go from there. I reckon they'll jump on video blogs as well, mate, next year as well, because they're starting to jump on it a little bit now, but not that bad.
I definitely don't think somebody be able to do a live stream from the den.
No, that hasn't happened for a while since the fan media, but yeah. So do you want to listen to my my monologue, what I wrote? It's good.
Go on then.
Okay, so the Daily Mail, Sky Sports, they're all suddenly interested, aren't they? They're sniffing around SE16 with their cameras and their potential and their polished microphones, trying to act like our mates, trying to tell us fairy tale story because we're winning. But we got long memories in this part of London. We remember Panorama in 78. We remember how they painted us after Luton in 85. We remember Birmingham in 2001. For 50 years, they've called us the villains. They tried to bury us, ban us, and break us, and now they want to be our friends. Forget it. We don't forgive, and we sure as hell never forget. We don't want their respect because we know they only give it when they're forced to. They look at the den and they see a fortress of shadows. They see a problem, but they don't see what we see. They don't see the lineage. They don't see that this club was built in 1885 in the mud and the heat of the Thames by Jasper Sexton and the Dockers, men with nothing but their bare hands and the courage and fight of lions. They don't see the ghosts we carry. When you walk through those gates on Saturday, you aren't just one person. You're walking with the giants of 88, with Terry Hurlock's grit, Teddy Sheringham's magic. You're walking with the lads who took us to the top and told the rest of the world to go to hell. And now we've got another no-nonsense Scotsman at the helm. It's in our DNA. It's written in our blood. Before the whistle blows, I want you to do something. Go to the plaques and look at those names. Every name etched in that stone is a heartbeat. Think of the fathers who took you to the old den in SE14 or SE16 and lifted you over the turnstile. Think of the mothers, the brothers, the sisters, and the mates who stood in the freezing rain at Gillingham and Rotherham when we had nothing. They didn't just support a club, they lived it, and they didn't live to see this moment. We're playing for John Berylson, a man who wasn't one of us by birth, but become the heart of us by choice. We're playing for Matty, a lion who earned his place in our history, and in the blink of an eye was gone. Right, they are here right now, waiting for us to finish what they started. But listen to me, the FA is praying we slip up. They threatened the stadium with closure. They threatened for one excuse, they're waiting for one excuse, person on the grass, to give us that final fuck you and shut the gates. Is it worth it? Is it worth getting banned and missing the moment we walk into their backyard and take what's ours? Don't give them the satisfaction. Stay off the fucking pitch, hold the line, stay in the stands and let the roar do the damage. Let them feel the noise, not the chaos. When that whistle goes, you don't just scream for a goal. You scream for every Millwall fan who didn't live to see this day. You roar for John. You howl for Matty. You shout until the foundations of that stadium tremble. Because we are the grit, we are the defiance, we are everything they hate and everything they fear. They see the lion on our chest today. Let's show them why the world trembles when it roars. No one likes us. We don't care. We are Millwall. Super Millwall. I'm waiting for criticism now from you.
Me?
Yeah.
No, that
You're
was
a journalist, not me. Do you know what I mean?
mate. That was emotional. Yeah, because I can read the chat. Everybody can relate to their dad or their granddad or their great granddad taking them to games. Yeah,
That's what tomorrow's all about to me. And
Yeah.
there's one thing which driven me for everything I've done in Millwall, for becoming a fan of the board, being fighting for against Lewisham and everything else. My one thing, whatever anyone said to me, why are you doing this? My one thing is this: I want my kids to suffer the same pain I suffered, watching us when we lose, watch us when we win, the celebration, the camaraderie, the knowing no one in a stadium to suddenly knowing everybody in a stadium, going there as strangers, leaving there as friends, knowing that in Millwall, when you walk through that gate, no one gives a fuck what colour you are, what race, what religion, who you fucking got, anything else. When you walk through those walk through those gates, all we care about is that you're Millwall. That's it. Yet we know what we are. We know who we are. Everyone else just fucking wants to make up whatever they want.
When you were reading that, I was thinking of Don Bone, somebody who I sat next to for donkey's years, or for a fair few years, and be one of the recognisable faces. You'd go to the northern shitholes like Hartlepool and Blackpool and Barnsley and places like that, and he'd be one of the first people you'd see. And you'd say, all right, Don, how's your week been? All of this lot. And then you'd part at the end of the game and at the end of a home game. And it would be till you meet again in 7 days' time or 3 days' time. And it's the thought of us scoring a goal and suddenly you're 3 rows in front of where your fucking seat is because you've tumbled over 3 rows whilst 4 other big blokes all pile on top of you. It's what football's about, and this club is unique in that sense, is that no one likes us and we don't care. We don't even like ourselves half the time, do we? And we are a unique football club. And if you take one thing out of this, they don't want us in the Premier League. We're their worst nightmare. Can you imagine how many times Sky are going to have people taking the knee next season just so they can slag us off on Sky Sports News after the end of the season?
The thing is, so I think it's, and it's something what I've met a lot of people and I've listened to a lot of stories about people who are no longer here and whatnot. And, like a lot of people slag off the hooligan element of our fans when they're the lifeblood of our fans over the years, and they've stopped lots of people getting kicked in and whatnot, but they carry flags, what people will hear of Flag Day, and everyone of people of importance as such, their names on that flag. But on that same level, it was when the Memorial game, and it wasn't this year, but I explained why it should be, is that every year I wanted a Memorial game to be on the 11th of February, because the 11th of February is when we lost 8 Millwall fans travelling to Southampton. And I wanted it on the 11th of February, or as close to the 11th of February as possible, when I started it a few years back, when I got it started a few years back, to remember the Basingstoke 8 so that they would never be forgotten. It was, 48 years ago now, but it was to make sure that a major thing within R doesn't forget. And I mean, look, tomorrow, just go look at some of those, those plaques or whatever. Just have a staring glance. I'm not telling you to go study them, but have a staring glance, because every name on there has a story behind it. Every it's either someone's dad, someone's brother, someone's son who took them to the game. And that was why I put it in there, really, was just to sit there and say, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than you. This is bigger than you lot watching and listening. It's just, if we do it tomorrow, this isn't just for John Berylson. This isn't just for, Matthew or James Berylson, the board and everyone else. This is for every single person who said, I support Millwall since 1885 until 2026. And we're a family, and that's what it means. There is actually, tomorrow, there is something happening on the 63rd minute. So the 63rd minute, there's going to be a round of applause for a gentleman who sadly died. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
I think I saw that on X.
Yeah. I will post it on our YouTube in the morning as a post, and I will put it on Instagram later on as well. But it's been out and about. But yeah, 63rd minute, which is always a good thing. But yeah, I will re-record that monologue and I will post it out as a separate thing. I'll make sure I can read it properly without stuttering.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's better. Authentic.
I might try and add some Millwall bit behind it or something. But yeah, but listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, that was it. It fucking took forever to write, to be fair. So yeah.
Could I also recommend that if anybody hasn't ever done the Millwall walking tour, I've not done it, to do that, or if one sunny day this summer is to go around the Isle of Dogs, go around to the Lord Nelson, go to bloody, go to go to Asda, go to North Greenwich and various other places, and just stand there quietly. I did it a few years ago, a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and I just stood there imagining it, remembering, just remember what this club means to you and what it means to everybody else that's introduced you to Mickey, to Omar, to everyone. Yeah,
I was thinking the same JC line. Yeah. Listen, I mean, I know the people who do the tour. I might speak to him and see, and maybe speak to him and see if we can arrange a special one where we can put some money towards a charity. Because that's the other thing this year, is that there's a few things I'm working on. Is that there's a couple of Millwall fans who have charities who are screaming out for money and stuff, and they're desperate in need. So this new season, there will be a lot of things where we direct towards them, and there'll be some items, limited edition items and clothing and stuff that we'll be selling. What will be going everything back to the charity, because Charlie Wynn is close to us. We sponsored him. I sponsored him when I was at MSC back in the day, and he was a boxer who suffered very serious brain injury, and he's still suffering now. He needs physiotherapy and everything else, but he doesn't get NHS support. It's very expensive, having to travel down to Brighton and stuff. So yeah, if you need anything there, then I've got the links and whatnot. So if you can possibly help out going forward of providing a charity prize or something what you think would be good, or let me know if you have a box. He's always looking to get to games. So if you have a box and you want Charlie in your box, let me know. The club is sorting him out next season as well for a couple of games. So yeah, or the MSC is. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for listening. We've done 2 hours. Fuck me. And thank you very much. 100 or so of you who has stayed with us. It was good. I think, Neil, maybe we should do this once a month. What do you reckon?
Definitely, mate. I tell you what, 2 hours have flown by. Absolutely flown by. And to be honest, it's calmed a lot of nerves, because I don't normally get nervous, but I'm absolutely fucking bricking it for tomorrow, because I shouldn't be, because we've still got the playoffs, haven't we? But
Yeah, I mean, we've still got the playoffs there if worst case scenario. But listen, if we can get second, then great. If not, then it's the
Definitely.
playoffs. So,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
saw some cunts say that going up via the playoffs is the best way to go up. Is it? Fuck.
no way.
Go up in second place.
No way. So yeah, so me and Neil are going to look at doing this once a month. Then we do this once a month. I think, and we'll look at doing it on a Friday. I think, and we just it won't be massively talking about this game, that game, whatnot. We'll look at maybe we should do something looking back at your books as well, mate. We could talk bollocks and look back at some of your books and do some special on your books to sell them. Talk about some, key moments.
More bollocks. Yeah, but yeah, no, mate. Yeah, but let's do this once a month, and even if we do it throughout the summer.
Yeah, we do. We've got England to talk to about, and Millwall, especially if we're in the Prem, it'll be who do you think we're going to buy and shit. So yeah, we can have we can look at the 88 team. We could probably get some of the old boys from the 88 team on. So
yeah, but that'll be 1,000-pager on Hoff. Who are we going to sign?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. So thank you very much. Enjoy. Remember, don't be disappointed if it don't go away tomorrow. We've still got the playoffs to go, and I think that none of us ever saw this coming. So I'm happy wherever we finish. If we finish third, if we finish fifth, as long as we're in the playoffs, I'm happy. So yeah, take it easy, and I will play this.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall, and we're going today. Here we go, rocking all over the dance.